Hello. Hi, welcome and thank you for being here. I hope you're having a gorgeous day or night so far. Let's get you some clarity. Let's see what's going on overall in the energy and what would be helpful for you to know. This reading is timeless, collective. See what feels like it resonates, and always follow and trust that divine guidance in you to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's see what the fairies have to say first. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What are some opening messages? Prominent energy with the collective today, that it's perfect timing for you to make a move. If there's anything that you've been itchy to do, but you're sitting on the fence, overthinking something, not sure if you shouldn't, what would that next step be? It's just telling you to start, to begin. There is something that has been, I hear, on hold, or maybe you're the one putting something on hold. It's time to start to move here. I feel like it's going to also gain a lot of momentum. This is the right time for you to move forward. I just heard onward and upward. So, and I just heard big break. Maybe this is a break. That could be amazeballs, or that could be breaking something off. I don't know what that is, but it's telling you right now you have to begin. It's the perfect timing. Let's see, what else? What else would be helpful for the collective to know on perfect timing? I feel like some of you feel like you're always hoping or waiting or anticipating or in anxiety or procrastination about it always being the perfect time. It's never the perfect time. The time is the time you have, which is now. So if there is something, I just heard you've been hankering to do, it's time to make that move. It's time to begin. I don't know why I heard hanker, but then I saw an anchor. So maybe something has been anchoring you down to the wrong foundation. Maybe it's picking up that anchor so you can sail in the right direction. I feel like there was something that was supposed to be a small pause, and it became longer and longer and harder to get back to something. So I do feel like something had like an extra long time out, and it wasn't supposed to be that long, but the longer that time out happened, the harder it was to get back to something. So, you know, when I'm just seeing, like, you know, when you have like a lawnmower, you know, or a leaf blower or something like that, and you don't put that like fuel additive in over the winter, and then you go to turn it on and the gas has kind of gotten, you know, gross. So I feel like you have to add that little additive, whatever that is, a little flare. Maybe that's even a spiritual spark that's coming back for you. I also feel like maybe there is something that needs to be drained and replenished. Because I feel like the motor is fine, but there's something that was funky with the gas. I don't know what that is. So what else would be helpful for the collective? Well, it looks like if some of you even just get itchy to get like dressed up and go to the grocery store, maybe you're going to meet your forever person there. Even if some of you were thinking about if you should take your relationship to the next step, it looks like you're both thinking about that. Or there's somebody that maybe even that you haven't met yet is making some moves. And I feel like there's components like being orchestrated by the divine. Like you're supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time for this connection, for this meeting, for this rekindling for some of you. So I'm getting for some of you, this is where you're at. So maybe if this is you doing something, I feel like if you're in a marriage here, you're doing something together. So maybe it's about a conversation that gets you on the same page. I feel like some of you might be buying a home. Maybe your first home or a new home. Maybe you don't even know that you have this marriage in the works for you. It's in the cards here. or that somebody has marriage in their mind about you. Maybe somebody didn't want to get married at all until they met you. And, you know, I feel like things are changing. You're having all these fairies celebrate here. And in your wedding, you got a unicorn. So, I mean, when a unicorn appears, it's a magical, spiritual kind of animal. And it only will appear to those with pure souls, pure hearts, pure love. Real love. Wow, this is really nice. Look at your unicorn at your wedding. Maybe you recognize another unicorn. You're like, are you a unicorn? You know? And it's like these two magical beings just discovered one another. They didn't know the other existed. But all these fairies here are dancing. They're like playing their instruments. They're doing little somersaults in the sky. I do feel like you've had angelic and spiritual, both protection and guidance to get to a certain person or to develop with a certain person. Let's see, marriage. Let's get one more. Perfect timing and marriage. What else would Spirit like the collective to know? Please and thank you. There's one more message. Wow. Maybe there's a birthday. Also, if you have a birthday today, happy birthday. If you are a Leo, since I'm filming this in Leo season, happy birthday, Leos. There's something important about somebody's birthday. It's interesting. I feel like some of you might know a certain person and you never knew you actually had the same birthday until it like casually comes up in conversation or something like that. So maybe you do have the same birthday as somebody else. Maybe you have the exact opposite, like exactly to the to the 6 month, date. There's also something about you seeing somebody's birthday all of the time, that, those numbers, or your birthday. Maybe somebody sees your birthday all the time. I also feel like you're getting a gift whenever your birthday is, or somebody thinking about that right now. Maybe it's about giving a gift that's not necessarily on a birthday. If it's only that you get the gift on birthday and holidays, maybe it's just for no reason. I just thought of a family that I know. They actually did not give each other gifts on like birthdays and holidays, like maybe something small, but they took all of that money that they would have spent on gifts, and like a party that goes away in a day, and they put it towards like an amazeballs vacation where they went to, Africa and Scotland and Thailand, and they had all of these amazing adventures together because you really look forward to that. I mean, it's experiences. So maybe for some of you, it is about a vacation, or maybe it's doing something different. It says a significant birthday holds the answer to your questions. I feel like it's synchronistic. I feel like some of you are seeing somebody's birthday all of the time, on license plates, on receipts, when you look at the clock, something like that. I feel like you even meet others that have the same birthday as this person. Allow your true self to shine because you're awesome. So, I mean, this is telling you need to pursue something. You need to do something. I feel like whoever this is that you are connecting to or loves your weird side. They love all of the quirks that you have. They love the things about you that you were, I'm getting that even like maybe as a kid, you were, you maybe had a lower self-esteem about. I'm not getting that your self-esteem was low, but maybe just these certain things, you always thought you could tweak them a little. This person loves that. They love your muffin top, They love, I don't know why I see somebody's mustache. I feel like somebody wanted to grow like an awesome mustache and even couldn't. Or maybe it's even for some of you, if you're a guy, like the receding hairline thing, but there's someone there that loves your bald head, man. They want to rub it for luck. Yeah. So whatever it is, God is bringing you towards a partner here that just loves it all. And I feel like you feel the same way about them. But here it is just you know, showing your quirky little style, whatever it is. It's telling you to not hold back from wearing that big, awesome hat that you bought. And you're like, oh, it's the most awesome hat. And you're like, no, I would look so weird in the grocery store if I wore that. Wear it. Wear that crazy hat in the grocery store. Why not? And it's, if your true self is shining, whatever this is, there's no need to wear a mask. There's no need to hold back because you're being your authentic energy, which is why you're vibrating differently and why you have, I don't know, amazing moves that are happening. Maybe somebody's making an amazing, I keep hearing a move. So maybe some of you are moving. There's also something where you're gaining knowledge. There's all these books here. Maybe you are connecting to or getting a new pet, a new fur or feather baby. If some of you like the reptiles, I don't want to leave that out. Maybe you're getting a turtle. It is telling you have to connect to nature though. So if you feel a little overwhelmed or you just want to de-stress, I also feel like some of you might have a brilliant idea that comes in nature. I also see with this marriage here that there might be something where it's, I get not the typical location. Maybe you even are invited to a wedding. I just thought of my parents. They actually got married like through the woods and in a water, like in front of a waterfall. So maybe it's something kind of like that. You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. So there's something that you need to see and it's not in your house. Even if you're just chillaxing on the porch, maybe you have a fancy branch where you can climb on, you know, and see your porch from a different perspective. Maybe you're branching out. You are sitting on a branch here. So maybe you're jumping timelines. I don't know why I heard Swinging on a Star. That's such a weird song. I guess I'll put it below. Would you like to swing on a star? Whoa, carry moonbeams home in a jar. I feel like maybe you're daydreaming. Look at her. She also looks like she has, it's like watercolored wings. Maybe you do something with watercolor. It could even be oil. You also have a butterfly of transformation, and there's something about this, an offer, a love offer, because she's holding a rose, but she's also wearing this cape of transparency. So there's definitely a transparent kind of energy here. Being your truth. Let's clarify some of these. Let's go to something different though. I wanna make this a well-rounded reading. So let's get you some career and life. What would be helpful for the collective to know when it comes to career and life? Please and thank you. You have two. Well, it looks like you're starting to feel uncomfortable in a certain position because you have the energy of trapped and shedding. So you're ready for big transformation, but first you gotta clear away the cobwebs. If you felt trapped in anything that was kind of sticky and containing you, you need to change that situation and make it more like a trampoline that bounces you out instead of gets you stuck where you feel like you can't move. Because I don't feel like you are this spider. I don't feel like you're the one creating this web of confusion or this web of constriction or whatever it is, entanglement. I feel like you're the prey for somebody, or maybe that's how you feel just overall in circumstances. You don't know how you got trapped in something for so long. I mean, this is about career, but this could be anything. You feel stuck in your current situation, but it's telling you you do have options. Maybe somebody made you believe you didn't. Maybe you told yourself you couldn't do it a different way. Maybe you never looked for a different way through or around or to or out or whatever this is. But you do have options. Maybe you have to go in search of them. Maybe with these books here, it's about getting the right wisdom or knowledge or information. Look for telling you to be a little cunning here. You know, you do want to not completely say like, peace, I'm out, and quit tomorrow. If this is about your job, there is a way where you have to do kind of like a merging. You know, you're kind of looking for your options and seeing that something feels nice and stable before you completely release something else. So it's telling you it's okay to go and send your resume out. You don't have to tell everyone at your job you're doing it, but what if you find your perfect job? You know, but you just never looked because you were staying where you're unsatisfied. If you're unsatisfied, you do not have to stay there. But the process on which you leave can be different for all of you. Maybe for some of you, it is peace. You're done. I feel like that would speed up your process of sending those resumes out a lot faster than, but it says, look for another job while keeping the one you have for now. For now, if things get out of line and you feel like this sticky mess is too much for you to take, by all means, do what you have to do. But for most of you, there's a way you can transition a little more softly. Whatever it is, you're outgrowing the past. You're outgrowing that old you. You're outgrowing an old cycle. You're outgrowing anything that was constricting you. You want to shed that old skin and sparkle in a new way. It tells you here, let your true self shine. You know, so if you always had something dimming your light or not believing your worth or not even valuing the time or attention you were putting into something, the effort, then you need to value yourself first, because you will be valued somewhere else by, for exactly who you are. But I feel like a lot of you do have a lot to give. Maybe you just overgave to the wrong environment, or the wrong person. You need to set higher goals and standards for yourself, and somebody's going to meet them, by the way. Somebody's going to not only respect those higher standards or the bar set high, they're going to reach up to meet you there. You will work well, for some of you, in healing and medicine. So maybe some of you don't even recognize that you are a natural healer. Just your presence is healing to others. Maybe you don't even have to have the knowledge or do anything. You just, I hear you have a way about you. Maybe you just have an energy of peace. That alone can be healing for someone. You are starting to outgrow your work situation. You need to set higher standards. And for some of you, you need to maybe go back to school, and you need to get maybe a little bit uncomfortable, because I see like those growing pains. And sometimes it's unlearning something you've done maybe for 40 years one way, or, the last 5 years, you've always done it like this. If sometimes like to kind of stretch outside your means or to change something up is a little bit hard, especially if you are kind of on autopilot with whatever that is. You have to push yourself here. It's kind of what I get. Don't be afraid to push yourself out of your comfort zone, because I feel like, I don't know, what was comfortable is more complacent. And I feel like there's something that feels way more exciting that you want to do, but it doesn't always mean that's easy. So I feel like we need one more. Let's get you one more. One more, please, and thank you. Like for some of you, I feel like you might love where you are. I hear hours. Maybe it's changing your hours or working somewhere where the hours are different. Maybe it's about traveling. But I see you as like a catalyst or a muse or an inspiration to somebody else that maybe was always bitching about being stuck. Maybe you're the one, you're like, well, why are you there? So maybe I feel like, I feel like you're inspiring somebody to like make a move. Telling someone like, well, today you can start to do something different. If you are constantly unhappy where you are, maybe it's even that they like their job, but not the people around them. Maybe there's like sour energies around them, or there's something about stress. And I feel like there can be something way less stressful if some tweaks or changes were made, or maybe somebody just had a little pop of wisdom, like, you don't have to do it like that. Let's see. What is one more? Please and thank you. One more message for the collective on trapped and shedding. I just heard that song Headstrong by the band Trapped. Back off, I'll take you on. I'll take on anyone. I know you are wrong. This is not where I belong. Yeah, maybe there's somebody who's headstrong. Oh yeah, you gotta, oh, same messages coming through. All right, the messages today are telling you it's okay to look for something better. I'm getting that there is a place where the grass is greener because it's nurtured better. It's better soil. It says looking. And this person, you know, it's like they're keeping their mouth covered, but they are looking. Maybe you need to watch something and observe something without talking. You know, be that like, you know, I'm kind of getting the wisest one in the room is often the one that is quiet and observing. It's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. There's somebody that would blab too much. Blab to the boss, hey, did you know so-and-so is sending out some resumes? Something like that. Don't be telling everyone. This is something you need to keep to yourself. There might be some jelly energy or people that want to, you know, see you stay. For some of you, maybe it's even somebody that doesn't want to see you go. So just for now, messages coming through. Keep something hush-hush to yourself, you know, and maybe just that one person you trust. Be discreet in your search. You need to be aligned with your life purpose to be fully satisfied. When you're aligned with your life purpose, it's because you followed your joy. It's because you feel constantly expanded and energized. And, you know, it doesn't matter how easy or hard the job is. When you love what you're doing, then that enthusiastic energy, that authentic vibration is going to bring blessings everywhere. It is telling you that there is something you're supposed to be leading. I'm not getting that it's, I don't know why I heard follow the leader. I feel like, and then I saw like a teeter-totter. That was weird. Maybe it was an up and down situation, but this is telling you you have the strength to wear the crown, to see something through the elevated perspective, to tap into as a tree here, to branch out, to dig deep roots, and it's the energy of sovereignty, to freedom, authenticity. This wasn't easy for you to get here. I feel like it was a rough road. You are being promoted or called to lead. Time to step into your sovereignty and guide others with compassion. So there is something about you being a guide to others because you've been through it. I'm getting Chiron because you have a healer energy here. And it doesn't have to be that you're a doctor or a dentist or do Reiki, but it's the energy of healing because you've healed yourself. Because that wounded healer, Chiron, is like the centaur. It's like the only centaur that was, the centaur was the one that trained like Hercules, like the gods, you know? So there was something about the Chiron. I'm trying to get the exact like myth, but it was like he gave up his immortal status to save Persephone. I may have that wrong, but she was like trapped by whatever god, and he said, I will be like a normal person, I will die. And he also had some kind of wounds or something that was like a poison that couldn't quite heal, even though he was supposed to always be healed. So yeah, there's something where you had to go through situations because that made you the greatest healer, because you have the compassion to connect to others, and you wouldn't have that relatability if you didn't actually go through it. You wouldn't have that empathy if you didn't know what it actually was. You wouldn't have that strength that you have, you know, embodied without, I don't know, I see like feeling like you fell into a black hole. So that was a lot. That last part felt big. Maybe look up Chiron. That also gives me the nine of rods energy. So let's get some more clarity. Let's ask about this. Let's go to love. Switch it around a little bit. Let's ask about marriage. This blissful energy. What's going on with the collective when it comes to love? For some of you, it's somebody coming back. Coming back around. There's a situation that is not quite over. I did see the seesaw, right? And the up and down. It says back and forth, up and down, in and out. It's where somebody had to learn to leave the baggage in the past. Maybe for some of you, this is somebody coming back. Maybe I feel like for some of you, you had somebody that you broke up with, and then either you or them had another partner for a while, and you kind of gave up like on that ever coming back around. I feel like somebody's coming back single for some of you. If there is a situation that you have that is unfinished business, and you know you need to either apologize or have closure or do something a different way and come back without repeating those old patterns so it can grow, then I feel like now's the time to do that. So, unfinished business. I did see that girl holding the rose, right? She is holding the rose here. You need to trust your discernment on what this situation is. Because now I see that grass is greener thing, and I see this here looking. If you feel like somebody is or was there, but you always felt like they were looking for a way out, or they weren't really looking for anything serious, or they weren't looking and seeing the divinity and the beauty and the worth of you, then tell them maybe they need to keep on looking. So that's kind of what I see, talk to the hand a little. But if this is somebody that comes in serious and you get on the same page together, then for some of you, I feel like this love story hasn't even gotten started yet. So clarify unfinished business, please and thank you. What would be helpful for the collective to know when it comes to love, marriage, relationships, maybe even just friendships. Maybe for some of you, that's not even a lover. That's just somebody that you had a weird miscommunication with, or even a friend that moved away, or maybe got a partner and you stopped seeing them. You didn't have your, your regular hang out and have pizza on Friday nights because now they're getting it on with their honey. And maybe this is you reconnecting with someone, rekindling a friendship. I just heard settling the score. I don't know what score you have to settle. Maybe this is somebody who's always trying to score, and it's not about scoring. Yeah, there's somebody that's like always like looking at if they win or you win. That's giving me weird energy. I feel like you want to be on the same team. So or at least if it's even like a game of chess, be, somebody who has equal playing skills to you, so it's a good game. It's telling you to let go, surrender. Surrender to the outcome, surrender to how fast or slow or the timing something has to unfold. It's telling you to have faith, release your energy. I did see the seesaw. Now you got like a swing. So, didn't I hear that song? Would you like to swing on a star? Look at how high up that swing is. Would you like to swing on a star? Whoa. So maybe it is swinging. Letting go, release, give up, and patience. So it's telling you to have patience, especially if there's something out of your control. It's telling you to take back the control yourself. I feel like you almost have angels pushing you. It's really, really kind of beautiful. Like you're like, where's the wind? Or like, where'd you go? I thought there was somebody there to push me. And you have like your angels like, here you go. You ready? You ready? But I feel like you also need to kind of jump off. You know when a kid's on the swing set and they go back and forth and then they jump off? I feel like it might be that you were sitting on that swing a little too back and forth for too long, and there is going to be a point where you have to dive in. Let's get one more. One more from the Love Oracle. I just heard control. So I don't know if, oh yeah, there's your angels coming through, giving you a little blast of divine intervention. That's really, really big. Double message coming through, guys. So something's in the cards for you. Something is meant for you. If you do not want a relationship, if this is not your message, let it out there for the person that really does need to hear this, has lost faith that the right person is coming or coming back or ever going to happen again. It is. That's what your soul is desiring. But it has to happen in divine timing when you release the need to control that situation. It's when you forget about it that you know, bam, there they are. You know, just when you were doing your own thing and working on your project and not even worried about love land, and they stroll on in. So this is paying attention to serendipity. I did see you as the catalyst or the spark or the muse or the something. Maybe you are this catalyst for somebody to have a lot of changes. Maybe you walk in someone's life and all of a sudden, you know, they're like, oh, I think I met my person. Maybe they thought they met their person in the past until they met you, and you're like, I feel like you're not comparable. It's like that unicorn energy. Catalyst, supernatural, and karma. There is something that had to be like burned to the ground. You know, sometimes you have to have the energy of fire and destruction to create a new foundation. So it does look like you and another person are walking away from the past destruction or the big old mess that you guys made together, or the mess from each of your, you know, past situations that maybe two of you are like Chiron and wounded healers together. Maybe it's totally different ways that you've been injured or hurt or felt pain. But I feel like there is a huge healing coming in. Marriage forever, the one, union, serendipity, catalyst, supernatural, and karma. I see that supernatural in this. I feel like, you know, I also feel like you have weird things that might happen with a certain person. I mean, maybe it's telepathy, you know, you think of them, they call, that's kind of cool, but I feel like it's even weirder than that. Like your energy might be so cray-cray that you turn like lights off. Or, I don't know, I see like a lot of where it feels supernatural, but supernatural just means it's natural and we haven't figured it out yet. It doesn't mean it's not natural, but it feels unbelievable. Marriage forever, union, and the one. I feel like some of you, I see two people on a plane, but not on vacation together. So I feel like maybe you meet somebody on a plane, but maybe it's even where like you and a certain person know each other, haven't seen each other for a while, and you end up on vacation across the world at the exact same time. Like you're in another country and you're like, whoa, like Betty, whoa, Joe, how are you? Like something like that. Or maybe just you and your person are going to travel together. Let's get you some clarity. Let's go do something else. But let me organize. I'm going to organize. Hold on. Right. I grabbed the Shadowscapes Tarot because there's a lot of extra details on these cards. They are really beautiful. I used to use them all the time. I think I owned like 3 different versions because my first 2 just like wore out. So this is the nice version. This is the newer one. So let's get you a little clarity. Let's see what the overall energy is, that somebody is gaining their confidence or coming in strong and strong and hot, passionate for you, passionate even about a project. It's also something about that lion. So maybe there is something happening or changing in Leo season. It also looks like there's like a wolf up there in the energy. So there's something about maybe somebody was the lone wolf. And maybe this is somebody who's coming in all alpha, you know, finding their like omega. It's weird. I just got like a tickle in my throat, which makes me think that maybe that's the couple, that maybe somebody's having trouble talking. I'm gonna have a little drink of my aloe. Hold on. A tickle came out of nowhere. I actually have to pause you and cough. Hold on. So weird. So usually that's me tapping into some kind of instant energy. So I feel like whoever this is isn't typically the one that's not confident, but maybe this is somebody that was not confident with speaking. Maybe they had actions, but the words always were a little funny. If this king was upside down and somebody that is done and gone or leaving somebody's life, it's because they were pompous and full of themselves. They were overly confident, but lacking inside. But I'm not getting that energy for most of you. I feel like this is somebody who's regained their stability, who's tapped into the energy of spirit, who's starting to be more creative and take control of the situation. Because it's a really strong energy. It's also somebody that's pretty hot. Even if that's just to you. There's something that's usually very attractive about the King of Wands because he owns it, whatever it is. I mean, he can have the weirdest style ever. It doesn't matter really even how he looks. Like I actually see somebody with like a beer belly. Like you have a beer belly, but he like comes in with that big D energy and owns it. And there's just an attractiveness about him. Sometimes the King of Wands is kind of quiet, but there's still an energy thing. I also feel like they like to either really get into one subject where they keep, you know, unraveling that and know everything about it, or they have different pockets or things in their life that they're actually very vibrant and good with. So there's always some kind of expansive energy with that king. It looks like maybe this king wants to expand closer or because of this queen. It's actually a really nice match. The Queen of Pentacles is kind of the one in the tarot that's like wifey material because she's stable, she's grounded, she's nurturing, she's secure with herself. She's also usually very independent. She wants to have her own things that she's putting her hands on and working on. And she's like the solution lady. You know, she doesn't want to focus on the problem. She wants to fix it. Continue to plant that garden. Why didn't it work? What needs to be adjusted? Here we go. Let's do it. And she's a hard worker. Sometimes she is an overworker. You know, she sometimes likes to do everything herself. Where's that lady with the books? You know, I always kind of see her that if she was, you know, carrying all those school books down the hallway, we're going to go like, you know, in high school thing. And somebody's like, can I carry your books? She's like, no, I got it. I'm strong. What do you think? This is my cardio, man. There's a reason she's holding those books, you know. She wants to skip a couple of reps at the gym and she's going to, you know, take it on while she's walking down the hall anyway. But maybe somebody took that wrong. Also, maybe she needs to let somebody help her because she usually is pretty helpful. But sometimes she I don't know, sometimes she has to allow somebody else to open up the pickle jar. Because I feel like, I don't know, that king probably has a pretty snazzy way to open it up. But she's coming out of a tree. She is branching. Where's your tree lady? Where are you? So maybe this is something that was uprooted, or maybe this is where somebody sees they can put in deep roots. Because the Queen of Pentacles is usually somebody that is there for the long run. They're very well-rounded. If she is upside down, she is hyper materialistic. You know, she is just worried about, she's not worried about nature or, you know, how many minks had to be killed for her beautiful fur coat. She just wants to be seen in that fur coat. You know, it's more status symbols, then even if, let's say, she just goes for the pleather, you know, she's really worried about stuff, acquiring the most or being seen as having such. But here, she can, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is kind of the one that goes in the thrift store and buys a $2 dress and turns it into a designer gown herself. That's just how I see her. She's like, you don't need to spend a lot of money, and this is designed by moi. Hey. So I do see her as creative, but I feel like it's not just that like creative flair. It's that she wants to put in the effort. Yeah, I feel like she's proud of the hard work she does. So I'm not gonna look at that. Let's take these two and get another. Let's see what the bridge between them is. What is the bridge between the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands? Tell us about the connecting energy between these two. The connecting energy is something's coming really fast, that there's a lot of love that's going to happen, that these two can really fan those, where are they? Fan those flames together. This is also a wish that's coming true. Didn't you have like a wish or something? Hold on, let's see what this says. She's here with the fox, so there is something about coming out of your den. There's all of these, I don't know why, I don't want to say daffodils. They're not daffodils, dandelions that she just let go. Where's your allowing? Surrender, giving up. It's like somebody had that wish, they let it out there, and they just trust the universe is going to help that wish come true. But usually this is where that wish is coming true really fast. It's the fastest moving, tarot card in the deck. That's a minor arcana. So it could be where somebody was maybe a deer in headlights. If you have this fox here, a fox is a very positive omen for good luck. She's also blowing something out in the wind. Sometimes I also see that as the group text, Cupid's arrows, or really good communication. So maybe there's really good communication between these two, or maybe it's just that fiery nature that they have back and forth where it's like dominoes everywhere, you know, or butterfly effect everywhere in their life and maybe even others' lives because of those two being together. I looked at that 42. What's at the bottom? Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. This is cool. Look at what's here. So here, look at that spider web. Doesn't look very, I don't know. It doesn't look like looks like it's been torn. You know, when you see a spider web, it's like sacred geometry. It should look like that. It should look beautiful. So there is something about now you have this maybe web of clarity instead of confusion. Synergy instead of chaos, because the 8 of Pentacles is where now you're weaving something wonderful. It even has like stars within it that's glistening. It's like that morning dew. I don't know why I just thought of I just thought of Bill Withers, just the two of us. There's something about and when the something in the see the morning sun. And it's something, I can, just the two of us. You can make it if we try, just the two of us. You and I. And on the morning, something about the morning dew is on the window and all that. I don't know, that's the part I kind of hear. But maybe there is something about the morning. These two, if this is the bridge between, you have 2 8s. That means whatever is coming in, whatever union this is, marriage, whether that is business, friendship, or romance, it has the potential to bring a lot of prosperity in both of your lives. Because you have the 8, that's that karma, that's manifestation, that's abundance that can come in. As long as it's taking the beautiful seeds that you plant and continuing that and not repeating the old lessons that you learned. Here, there's something where this partnership maybe takes off like a bat out of hell, but then catapults into this trampoline of heaven over here and really has the potential for something to grow as long as there's more and more experiences. Because now it's pentacles, it's tangible, it's everything that you can touch. So if you need to work with this person on a partnership or on whatever it is you are working on, the more experiences you have, the easier it becomes, the better it gets, and the more unique your stamp is on it. You know, your creativity. Because in the beginning, it is that growing pains thing. It's not always easy the first time you do it. But then, you know, once you handle something more and more, you get better. If something got stalled and stuck, had all the potential to move, something's getting unstuck. Is that a song? Dream Weaver? Dream Weaver, I believe I can get you through the night. I don't know who sings that. I feel like this person wants to weave their dreams around you. But maybe it's weaving those dreams together around one another. That's really beautiful. I feel like that was our reading. I feel like you got a lot of cool things to look forward to, but let's get you a couple. Let's get you some bonus, just a couple bonus things. Oh, woo! Big pile. Let's just get you a few from the mystery deck. What are a few extra message bonus for the collective that would be helpful right now, please and thank you? I did get that tickle in my throat. There's somebody that wants to talk to you. Maybe somebody's feeling a little inspiration to give you a call. Maybe there's somebody you want to talk to too. I also feel like maybe with that communication, you know, with that 8, maybe after hello, or the more, yes, you know, you brainstorm together, the more ideas happen, the more they want to talk to you. I also feel like it's because you have, I don't know, I feel like you're really interesting, but I feel like you're not, like you're fixed. You're not trying to fix someone. You're not trying to, like give your 2 cents or your advice. I feel like you know that. And I totally ran out of room again. I really do have to go through and like take out some of those bigger videos. So let's get you maybe one more from the mystery deck. What is another message? Please and thank you. With this, I bid you adieu. Maybe it's about somebody wanting to say, I do. And I do it again and again and again and again with you. Forever is longer than till death do us part. Forever is lifetimes. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope this reading was helpful. I love you so much. Thank you for being part of my soul family. Thank you for thumbsing up this video and helping it get out there to anybody that needs to hear this message. And thank you for blessing my life. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.